Hello, friends, and welcome to another Scrum Master interview practice session. The goal of this practice session is to help candidates to get comfortable with the real interview situation so they won't be nervous during the actual interview. So, if you want to test your knowledge and reduce your anxiety before a real interview, you can reach out to me. I offer both free and a paid option, and I will like to provide a detailed feedback after each session. To book a session, please click on the top mate link below. And we'll really appreciate if you like, subscribe, and leave a comment for this particular session. Okay, so now let's begin with our candidate today, Vignesh. Vignesh, welcome.
Hi Sunand. Hi. Thanks for
Hi.
giving me this opportunity.
Okay, Vignesh. So, Vignesh, I have your resume with me. Why don't you tell me about yourself, specific to Agile Scrum? And you also mentioned about SAFe in your resume. So, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi Sunand. My name is Vignesh, as you know. So I have around 9 years of overall 9 years of experience, and I started my career in Airtel as a project coordinator. There, my daily stuff is like managing the projects and handling that people, managing that budgets and everything, like capex and opex budgets and everything, and updating to the stakeholders and team members. So that's what my role in Airtel. Then I had a chance to work in Cool Technologies as a project manager initially. So for 2 years, I work as an project manager there. Then my company is transferring from waterfall model to agile. So there I get a chance to become as a scrum master over there. So initial phase was very tough for me. Even I don't know what is scrum and what is agile at the time. So I was learning about the scrum and will be going to that agile coach and everything. I'm just learning those things from them. And at the time of 2022, I just left cold. So at the time I was managing two scrum teams. So one is up for 9 members team and another one is a 5 members team. So there my daily routine is like handling the team, keeping the daily stand-ups. I mean, facilitating the daily stand-ups and coordinating the PO, helping the PO, and taking the metrics and everything, and updating the stakeholders. If there is any conflict within the team, I just try to step into it, and I'm just trying to resolve it. And if there is any improvement that is team is facing, I'm just trying to facilitate those meetings and try to resolve those things. And on 2022 October, I just joined in Ribbon as a Scrum Master over there. So from there, they have given me an opportunity to work in three Scrum teams. So one is two is running in Scrum and one more is running in Safe. So I mean, in Safe, I'm just attending like PA meetings and having the discussion with that RTE. And if there are any issues, I am attending the Scrum or Scrum meetings. And as usual, I will be handling that daily Scrum events and everything. So this is my daily routine, and this is my overall journey. So yeah, I'm done.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, so you mentioned about matrices. So how do you measure the success of a agile initiative within an organization? Because you talked about agile transformation a lot in your
Mhm.
resume. So can you share any KPIs or matrices which you have used to assess the impact of agile practices on a project outcome?
Okay. So you're talking about the project outcome, or it's an overall organization level you are saying that how it is exactly?
It is up to you. You can talk about both. No problem.
Okay, okay. So as an overall project, I mean, in the organization level, if you talk to that, right now we are in around 3 years of agile implementation. So still we having around a lot of issues that we need to fix it because all the teams are not formed into agile. So some of the team has been agile, even that finance team and from other teams. So still they are not in agile mindset. And right now we are in from the organization level, they are trying to adapt it to it. So if you are coming to that from my team perspective, so what I'm just handling. So if you ask me what is that, how I'm just rating that performance, mainly the thing is how they are self-organized, how they are transparent with each other, whether they are collaborating at the each time, and whether that my team members has been understand that Scrum principles and everything, whether they are mindset is set for that agile and everything. So this is how I will be assessing that people, how that outcome of the projects and everything. For the stakeholders, I have other metrics that I can able to capture like velocity chart. We're just maintaining it, and what are the bug fixing, what are the bug that we are capturing it, that kind of charts I'm just using it here, and burn up and burn down charts. So I'm just using it here for other metrics as a KPI. Yeah. So this is how I will be assessing the team. Yeah, sir. Done.
Okay. Mm, okay. Let's move on. Though I have not got my answer, because we are talking about the success of an organization, right? When we
Yeah.
talked about how you measure, you just
Yeah.
talked about some velocity chart, bug, burn down chart, and all. With
Okay.
this, you are going to measure the success of agile initiative within an
No,
organization.
no. Success of agile is saying like we can able to measure in a different way. Like when we are going for a review to the customer. So each and every, I mean, in the sprint we are going for a review. Like an sprint reviews will be there, and also the system reviews will be there. So at the time, where stakeholders and other people will be there in that team, and will be showing our demo. So based on that, we'll be getting that feedback. Then from there, we can able to measure our success whether it is going in a proper way or not. So this is how we are rating our success actually. So as an organization level, as well as from our team level. So whether we are achieving it, and each and every sprint, whether we are delivering a value to that product. So this is how I'm just measuring our success based on the review, giving to the stakeholders and other team members. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so you mentioned about distributed agile teams. So can you share or your experience in handling the distributed agile team across different time zones? So how do you address the challenges related to time zone differences, and what tools or practices have you found effective in this particular context?
Yeah. I think. So right now I'm just working with the Israel team. So my company is basically worked in Israel. Its head office is in Israel. So we are around 2.5 hours ahead. I think it is not an the big time difference for me. And when we start our work around 12 p.m. in our India time, so probably it will be around 8:30 for them. So based on that, we will be calculating everything, and also for them it is Friday and Saturday is on holiday, and here it is in Saturday and Sunday is holiday. So usually our sprint starts at I mean it will end at Friday, and usually starts on Monday. So I think based on that, whenever they are absent, and we are capturing as an Najira, as I mentioned that they are well matured team enough, and if there is any, even without my presence, also they can able to handle the daily stand-ups, and if there are any meetings that they have to conduct and everything, so they can able to do that, and also they will be just a ping away from each and everyone. So this is how I'm just managing those teams actually. So and if they are facing any issues and challenges at any time, they can able to call me, and even to that other team members as well. So I think I don't feel any much challenges in different time zones, and usually will comes
Okay,
in for
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about. Okay, let me change this question. So
Yeah.
now you're working with a team, three teams, one
Yeah.
in USA, one
Okay.
in New Zealand, let's say Australia, and one is in India, three different
Okay.
teams.
Okay.
So how you are going to work with these three teams?
Yeah. If that kind of this one is that I think for then. So if you are working for an use and different, you mean to say that all the team members are in same team, or it's in different team actually?
Okay, let's assume you have one team
Okay.
distributed across three different time zones.
Uh, Three different names. Okay. Think I don't know how to answer this question because I have not faced such kind of scenarios as of now. So
You
um,
cannot even think of something.
yeah, I
So
think
if I have this team, so it means I'm not going to hire you because
yeah,
you're
yeah.
supposed to work on it and then you have no idea. Okay, anyway, let's move on. If you don't have idea, that's perfectly okay. Okay, so can you provide example of how the transition to the agile impacted the project outcome? So, for example, delivery time, product quality, or the customer satisfaction, or what improvements or the benefit did you observe when you done with this, transition? You mentioned about waterfall to agile,
Yeah,
right, in your
yeah.
resume. So, with this context, I'm asking this question.
So yeah, I think initially it was a very tough situation for us because to make that mindset of the people from work from waterfall to agile. So initially, people are not attending the daily stand-ups, and they are not. They are asking me questions why we have to attend it, and what for we are going for and reviews and everything. And so at that kind of situation, then myself and agile, because even that time it is very new for me. So even from myself and that I they taken the support from that agile coach and everyone. So we just teach that people, we just coach the people what is an agile and why we have to do that, and why we kept in that it is a time box of 2 weeks, why we are going with this kind of scenarios. We just explain to them. So initially it was very tough for us. And after that, once they are for 1 or 2 sprints has been done, so whenever they are able to see that result, so at the time the people are they can uh, change themselves their mindset. Okay, this is the proper way of working, and I mean, they have understood the suggestion and everything. And after that, we built a rapport within the team. So initially there is a conflict, and people are saying that, pointing out that people's, so like blame game was there, like you did that mistake and we did the mistakes, it's not from us. So at the time it was blame game, and everything has been happened within the team
Wait,
side
wait,
there.
wait, 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 wait.
Yeah.
I don't know where you are going. I ask you a very simple question.
Yeah.
Can you please tell me, provide some example with respect to delivery time, product quality, and customer satisfaction? Three things I've asked you,
Okay.
right?
It's
You
okay.
have done a transition from a waterfall to agile.
Okay.
Now, how it's going to impact the project outcome? You are giving me other stories which I am not interested at all. Just tell me
Okay.
about with respect to delivery time, product quality, and customer satisfaction. This is a hint which I've already given you. Still, you are giving me some other. You are just giving me some answer. I just need a focus answer on these three aspects.
Okay. So you need delivery time, product quality, and the product outcome, right?
Customer
So
satisfaction. How these things have changed? Increased, decreased. What
okay.
happened to
Okay.
these?
Okay. I got your point. I got your point.
Waterfall, agile. Before, after.
Okay.
Three
Okay.
parameters. What changed?
Okay, okay. So in waterfall, usually we'll be having around a 6 month of time period. Then only we can able to see that what is an outcome, and also we are not sure about it, whether we are giving a proper whatever the customer is expecting. We are giving it the same way, or
What's the name of your project which you have done the transition from waterfall to agile? Tell me the name
okay.
of the project.
The project is Muse Insight. That's what our my project name is. So we are creating an UI with an analytics. We can able to filter out the data, like whatever data is needed, that we can able to do that. So we are using the third-party tool. So one is for Superset and another one was for Airflow. So these are the third-party tools which are using it, that we integrated into our system to make that analytics happen. So this is what our project is.
So earlier you're following waterfall in this project. It takes
Yes.
6 months to
Yeah.
deliver.
Yeah.
Okay. And after agile, what happened? What changed?
So after Agile, we are giving and keep on we are not considering that overall the end of the project. So we are giving as a minimal increment to that project. Say for example, we are slicing up that each and every epics, like if you want to filter out on some particular UI, so that will be given in the one session. And if you are going for another set of things like self service you have, so there we can able to filter out so many things. So that self service is given in that, it's been splitted into different iterations, and we can keep on adding to that extensions of that project. So this is how we are doing it to the customer. So as you asked that delivery time, I think the delivery time is it's based. So still the delivery time is the same for us, but we can able to give that additional improvement to the product. And also the product quality is high because we are keep on delivering. So we are keep on giving that reviews to that customer. So based on that, they can come to know that whether we are in right track or not. So that's we have achieved it. And as I mentioned, the customer satisfaction based on the review, we can able to rate it. So we are giving a rollout. We are rolling out an form like the satisfaction forms and something like that. So they're given that feedbacks and everything. So based on that, we can able to identify that customer satisfied or not, or whether we need to change it if there is any deviation. So based on that forms, we can able to identify those things actually.
What is your customer satisfaction score for last sprint?
For last sprint, it's around for 5, it's around 3.
3 out of 5.
Yeah, 3 out of 5. Yeah.
Why? Why 3? Why not 4.5? Why not 4?
No, actually, when some at the time we can't be able to manage all these things. So there isn't some slippage was there, and we are some other teams, we have dependencies from the other teams as well. So it is not planned exactly. So we can't be able to complete our sprint goal. So we partially only we have done that. So we get given the demo. So that is the reason we went for 3 instead of 4.5 or 5, something like that. We have some dependencies from the other
So
team. It is
customer
not.
satisfaction is not there. If it's coming 3, it's like 2.5 is just like what, red? I think 3 is also red in some projects. So it means
No,
the
actually
customer is not satisfied.
comparing to that waterfall, I think right now we are better, because as I mentioned that right now we are in
And
only in
waterfall is what, 2, 3,
uh,
2.5?
no, it's around 2 or 3 in the same only.
We're just making it numbers. What you write in customer satisfaction form? You mentioned about form, right? Tell
Yeah.
me what is written in that form.
So in that form, first is like we'll be quoting out all the epics. So which is satisfied and whether they have it's up to their mark or not. And we asked to give that rating 1 to 5. And
Wait,
also,
wait, wait. Give me
yeah.
give me exactly what is written in that form. 5 questions you ask, 10 questions you ask. Tell me
Uh,
what you ask.
Okay, okay. So first question is like it's based on the UI, right? So the first is look and feel of the UI. How is that look and feel of the UI? And second thing is we are using that color format and this thing. So it will be everything which comes into the look and feel, and also that functionality of the UI. So whether they are expecting the functionality same or not. So that is mentioned over there. Like as I mentioned that there will be different functionality we are having that into that part. So
This
that
is
will
in
be,
your customer satisfaction
yeah,
form.
based on
Then
that
what
review.
is then what is there in your definition of done?
No, definition of, see, actually in that satisfaction, it will be differ for each and every sprint. What when we are going for that review, right? For each and everything, it will be get keep on changing. So it is not an form which is sent for all that sprint. So whenever we are going for a review, based on that, we'll be changing the satisfaction form and we'll be sending to them. So this is how it will be done.
There is a fundamental problem with this thing which you are doing. Do you do
Okay.
you do you know what is definition of done, which I just asked you? By the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
tell
So
me.
okay. So if there is a so definition of done is like,
No, no.
mm,
Tell me definition of done of your project. Don't tell me the
explanation of that DOD.
definition. Yeah, yeah. Just tell me what exactly is written in your definition of done.
So it's like definition of done is like whether we have to meet all that epics levels and we have to create it and we have to do for that testing, QA testing, UAT, whether it has been done or not properly. And
And what? There is nothing with respect to UI. You just tell me three basic things. Even Epic, I don't know how you mention Epic in definition of that.
no, epic engines, I'm saying that overall from the product backlog we are taking the epics, right? So based on that we are writing for that overall, I mean overall the top of the epic, I mean to say that what can we say
You
that
are
for the,
taking product Epic from a product backlog to your sprint backlog.
no, not from the Revit. From there, we'll be creating that user stories. From there only we are taking it actually. So we'll
Huh.
be estimating it. So based on that, this one we are estimating the story points.
Okay,
From there,
let's
we'll be
come back
pulling it
to
out. Yeah.
let's come back to definition of what is written in your definition of done.
So as I mentioned that we'll be writing that how that UAT is going to test and what are the features that we have to cover into that UAT testing. And it has to meet that acceptance criteria. So for each and every user story, that will be acceptance criteria will be there that has to meet it. And so these are the main two things I have seen that as of now.
That's it.
Yeah.
This is your definition of done. No, it cannot be. There has to be something more. This is just 4 point which you mentioned.
Okay, but I have not seen much actually. This is what
You've not
has
seen
been written.
much.
Yeah. Yes.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So you mentioned about COP, community of practice, in your resume. So can you describe the types of community of practice events which you have hosted for the Agile group within your organization? Because you mentioned about that same thing. And what are the goals and outcome of these events? I'm also interested in that.
Okay. So community of practice, like I'm just you mean to ask like Scrum events, right?
What? No, no. In community of practice, COP, there
Okay.
are different events which happen. What
Okay.
exactly you are doing in COP?
No, I just mean to say that like attending the TESOS meeting and the Scrum events. So
SOS is a community of practice meeting event.
uh, I was thinking that's the reason I just put it in such a way. COP.
You have no idea what is then COP. I think
Yeah.
just copy pasted some from somewhere. Okay, let's not even talk about COP now.
Okay.
Okay, you mentioned about PI planning a lot. in your resume. So describe a situation in which you have identified a critical issue during a PI planning event. So how do you address it, and yeah, I mean, what impact did it have on the success of a program increment? Can I repeat my question?
Yes, please.
So you have to describe a situation
Okay.
where you have identified a critical issue during a PI planning event.
Okay.
So how you handle that scenario, how you address it, and what's the impact if you're not going to resolve that particular issue during a PI planning event?
Okay. Okay. I got your point. So the issues like what? Um,
You face any issues during a PI planning event so far?
no, actually, we have not faced because usually I will be going before that PA planning will be PA planning session will be there within my PO and within that dev team people. I mean, within my Scrum team. So we'll be setting up the clear agenda. So what we are going to discuss and what we are going to do in that planning. So based on that, we'll be giving our input. So from there, it will start actually. So whatever we are identifying before itself, I mean, if there is any issues or if there is any not proper acceptance criteria there, and we are not clear with that the epics. So based on that, we will be, and if it is not clearly prioritized, that epic, those things will be discussed before itself, and we'll be moving to that PA planning, which is okay for it to have it for the
Okay,
next
okay, wait, wait,
couple of
wait, wait.
months. Yeah.
Okay, what happened in a PI plan? Tell me from start to end. Just give me high level activities which you do as a Scrum Master and other people are doing. So,
Okay.
okay, what's the duration of this PI planning?
Sorry.
What's the duration of this PI planning?
Actually, here the PA planning here will be having for 1 to 1.5 hours. Okay, within our sprint. I mean, if it isn't going for our sprint, we'll be having for 1 hour, and in safe, it will be having for 2 hours. We'll be doing it actually.
Wait, 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 wait. What? Your organization is doing PI planning for 2 hours?
Not 2 hours, I'm saying.
Hmm.
See, when I'm just going for our sprint planning, right? So at the time, we'll be going
I'm
for
asking for PI planning, not
no,
about your
no
sprint
PA,
planning.
no PA planning will be going for 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So now tell me what happened in those 2 days.
In the 2 days initially they will from our business they will be saying that setting that clear agenda what we are going to do for that I mean
Okay.
for that
10 o'clock in the morning, setting up of agenda.
yeah
Agenda for what?
agenda for that next I mean agenda of that business how it is going to happen and what is going
Agenda for
to
business or agenda for next upcoming
no
sprints?
next upcoming students as well as the project I'm saying how is our
Okay.
project and what is scope of the project and also they will be discuss about how that past 2 months has been went so what is that success ratio whether we are done or we are failed so those things will be discussed over there. I think it will take
Okay.
around 3 to 4 hours
Three
in a
to
day.
3 to 4 hours for this to
Yeah, yeah,
setting up of
yeah,
agenda and to tell. Okay.
yeah. And
Okay.
moreover, yeah, it's not from the business also. They from PO level also they will be coming in. They
Okay.
will be saying that what is that epic that we are going to cover for this PA. So they will be giving us an overall setup on that PA. And after that, we'll be going with there will be some breakout sessions will be there. So we'll be going for that breakout within our team
For what? Breakout for what?
to plan for our next 2 month of sprint.
You plan your 2 month of sprint in that breakout period time.
Yeah, we'll be keeping that topic and yeah, we will be planning it over there. Yes, actually, we have a mural board into that. For each and every 2 weeks of sprint, we will be taking that. What is that major epic that we are going to cover? So it will be there. Our PO will also will be there. Then from our dev team, PO and myself will be discussing that what we are going to happen. So based on that, we'll be calculating our. I mean, um, for 2 weeks, we'll be taking that epics and we'll be setting up okay this for first week we are going to cover this one and second week we are going to cover those things we'll be ordering those epics and also we'll be checking out whether it's a dependency from other team or we can able to individually do it so if there is any dependency we'll be capturing those points into it so after the breakout session again we'll be coming back to that session and
What's the duration of this breakout?
it's around 1.5 hours we'll be doing it actually
1.5.
yeah
Okay. Now you came back. Now what?
so this will be done
So your
so
team have come up with uh, 4 dependencies on 4 different teams. Now what will happen?
No, that yeah. If it is in such a way, then we'll be after the breakout, we'll be coming back to the session. So our RT will be there. Then we'll be saying that okay, this is the dependency that we have to do that.
Who is going to tell to RT?
So from
Who
my
will,
end, from my end, I will be telling to the RT because I have the
you will
agendas.
go and tell the RT, or your PO will go and tell the RT, or your
No,
team member go
no,
tell the RT?
I will go and tell to the RT.
So you will go as a
Yeah.
scrum master, you will
Yeah, as
go
a
to.
scrum master, I will go and tell to the RT that these are dependencies. So if there is then we'll be giving as an estimation. Okay, and also from other team, we'll be saying that this is a dependency when we are going to prioritize these things. So after that, again we'll be going to the breakout session because we'll be getting some sort of agenda. Okay, this is how it will be done. So some sort of dates will be given into it. So based on that, again we'll be going to the breakout session. Then we'll be handling those things again. Then we'll be going back to that things. Okay, this is how it has been modified, and is there any issues or something, again we'll be discussing it. So this is how that first day will end.
Okay, what will happen to second day?
After the second day, once we come to an I think it's around by 12 itself everything will get complete. So once it is adjusted, and we'll be going to that mural board. So based on
Second
that.
day, what will happen? Second day, what will happen?
Yeah, again the
10
discussion
o'clock.
again the discussion what has been done yesterday, right? So we'll be coming back and we'll be setting up these are things has been adjust, and we'll as a whole our team will be come to an adjustment. Okay, what are the difference in everything will be come to an adjustment, and we'll be keeping to that mural board. So there will be mural board will be there. So they will be matching the depicts and everything for the next 2 months, 2.5 months. So once everything has been done, again at that last we'll be going for that conference voting. So based on that conference voting, that decisions will be happen, and we'll be taking out to that sprints actually. This is how it will done for 1.5 days.
Okay, so you aware about inspect and adapt event?
Yeah. In safe we are doing that actually. RT will be conducting that inspect and adapt.
So, uh, so how do you approach this IE process, and like what techniques do you use to facilitate the continuous improvement within agile release train?
Continuous improvement, I think. So
What do you do in a IA? Forget about continuous. What do
okay,
you do in a
IA.
IA
Okay,
event?
so in this one, we'll be inspecting our things what has been done well and what is not done well. So say for example, if we are based on that agenda, if there is any dependency within the team, so would or else our team is facing any challenges or something between the skill set issues, or if there is any dependency with the other Scrum team members, that we will be inspecting it
Wait,
over
wait, wait,
there.
wait, wait. When we do this inspect and adapt, before PI planning, after PI planning, during PI planning.
No, no, that will be before PA planning. I mean, pre-inspect and adapt will be there, and also in between that sprint starts, right? At the time PA starts, right? Even in between also we'll be doing that inspect and adapt session. It will be triggered by the RTE. So before that PA and after the, I mean, within that time frame also it will be there.
Okay, okay. Carry on. So what you do in an inspect and adapt event?
So as I mentioned that what has been we are facing the challenges and how we are going to overcome it. So that things will be discussing over there, and we'll be getting
Then
some.
what you are doing in your retrospective?
No, so that is also there. Actually, in retrospective, what our team members has been facing the challenges into it. As an overall team, what is the dependency that will be doing that inspect and adapt session actually. So in retrospective, if the peoples are in my team, right? So I'm just discussing that people's what went well and what is not good, and also I will come up with my own suggestions like new retrospective techniques. I will be coming from those techniques. I will be taking it and getting that feedbacks, and in the next retro I will be starting those things, and we'll be discussing those things into it at the phase of the planning itself, and we'll be doing it within with
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. What's the difference between retrospective and inspect and adapt event? Is there any difference?
Yeah, there is a difference.
Tell
See,
me.
yeah, for 2 week sprint, okay,
Hmm.
at the end of the day, on the 10th day, we'll be going for an retro. What we done for that past 9 days. So whether we are as per that planning, sprint planning, we have done that.
Okay.
Whether we achieved that sprint goal or not, and how we achieved it. So
Okay.
whether we achieved it in a proper way, whether this can be used for the next sprint, or whether we can be do it better. So these are things that we'll be discussing toward there. And if there is any failures, I mean, if there is any challenges or something, so how can we overcome these things? So that will be discussing in that retro. So this is
Okay.
what we'll be doing. And in inspect and adapt, when coming to this one,
Mhm.
so
So after retro, we now are into inspect and adapt.
no, no, after that retro, that is fine. So we'll be marking out into our here. I'm just capturing into Jira. So I'll be marking all those things. So after that, I'll be if there is any action point that has been taken from my end. So I'll be taking that action point. If there is any action point taken from our team members, so I will be assigning those things to assigning sense. I will be dropping a mail to those peoples. So these are
Okay.
things that you
Okay.
have to do
Okay.
that. So
Okay. So now
that I will do.
let's
Yeah.
okay. This is done with now. What will happen in the inspect and adapt?
Yeah. uh, in inspect and adapt, I think we, as I mentioned that, right? So if there is any dependency within the other Scrum team members
That's
or
it. That's it. Dependency with other team.
yeah, dependency with the other team,
So if
and
the dependency with other teams are there, you will not resolve this in a retrospective. For that, you need an inspect and adapt event. So if you are one of your team member will say that I have a dependency on that team and that team member is not responding or that member is not helping me. So what you will do? You will wait for inspect and adapt event.
no, I won't
This
wait
will
for
not, you will
yeah.
not take into retrospective.
No, I will be taking into that retrospect as
So
well.
what is the thing which we do in inspect and adapt, which is not going to do in a retrospective? There might be some reason that we have this inspect and adapt event altogether different,
Uh,
right?
yeah. I think in that other one more thing we'll be doing like um this one we can say. I mean. We have some art backlog, right? So that we will be again we'll be going to that art backlog and whether it's been well refined and if there any priority has been changes or not. So that will be also doing that inspect and adapt. So based on that, if there are any priority changes or if there any high priority, it's come into it. So based on that, we'll be discussing it and whether we can able to adapt it into our sprint. That will be checking it over there also.
Okay, no problem. Okay, let's move on. So SAFE emphasizes a lot on alignment, collaboration, and delivery at scale. So, can you share any specific achievement
Hmm.
or outcome that is result from your involvement in these SAFE event, or let's say if your coordination effort, right, within the art? So,
Hmm.
can you share any specific achievement which you think you can mention over here?
Yeah. So initially, the achievement what I have made is, as I mentioned, that these are things I have see. If there is any dependency from our team members to other team members, so they will be hesitating to it simply from my team. Initially, they will be dropping a mail and keeping quiet. So it is not my fault. At the end of that sprint, they will saying that it is not done from their end and it is not done from my end. So that they're thinking that they're from different teams. So after my involvement into it, so I'll make sure I will make the team members to understand, okay, it's an overall collaborative effect. So I'll be talking to that other scrum masters, like if you are working in such a way, so we can't able to achieve our goal and we can't able to satisfy our customer. So based on that, I have stepped into it and taken the initiative. So whatever things is there, so people members are directly talking to each other. I am just setting up an I mean in teams I have created a group. So whatever is there, they will be chatting into the group. So if there is any if the peoples are not responding properly, again I will be stepping into it. I'll be asking for some doubts and everything if there is anything that has to be clarified. And so these are things I have taken it into it. So from the teams I started that collaboration. I have created a conference room and something like that. So the discussion, I have initiated the discussion. So right now if there is any dependency, I can see that if there is any dependency, they can able to talk to each other. So this was my initiative and I have changed this model from my end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we are good for today, Vignesh, and I have noted down few points for you.
Yeah.
And I think you have to work on lot of lot of areas which you have to work on.
Okay.
Anyway, we will discuss this later on.
Yeah.
So before we close this, friends, if you like this session, please hit like, subscribe if you're coming first time on our channel, and please do comment what you like about this session, which answer you think is right, not right, What do you think about this overall session? Whether you are going to take Vignesh or not in your company, if you are, let's say, interviewer, and what do you think uh, about this, this session? So yeah, with this, let's close this and let's jump onto your feedback, Vignesh.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Bye.
So, switch on my video.